today's video, I'm going to talk a little bit about low back and hip exercises for your back and your butt and slash hips. So traditionally, if you go to a gym, you'll find that they have a back extension machine, which is really great for strengthening the erector spinae, which is the muscles that hug the spine. Not everybody has access to this luxury piece of equipment, so I figured I'd make a video showing you something that you can do in the comfort of your own home. The only thing you'll need is a dumbbell and or a kettlebell, and then if you are a little bit more advanced, you can even use a barbell or an SSB. I'll have a picture here on the screen of a seated good morning, which is essentially the same version as the standing good morning. It really targets the hamstrings, the glutes, and the low back. But if that's not something that you can quite do biomechanically yet, you can actually try seated just at home. So something as simple as, right now I'm sitting on the bench, and something as simple as hinging forward and hinging back. So if I start here, I'm gonna hinge forward, hinge back. If that's not something you can do just yet, you don't really want to do this. Okay, I mean, you can, it's not really bad per se, but I don't think that would really serve you in the long term. So I think doing a straight away hinge and come back up. I'm also up on my toes, so I'm not flat on the floor. I'm up on my toes. I'm using my calves to assist me as I hinge forward. I should feel strength, the lengthening in my glutes and my hamstrings. And then I come up, and you should feel the pressure kind of in the hands, more in the hamstrings and more in the glutes and in the low back. If you don't have a dumbbell or any sort of weight for that matter, you can use like a gallon of milk or a gallon of water or anything that's relatively heavy. So I'm just going to use a really simple light dumbbell. I'm going to hug the dumbbell or the weight, the resistance, and you could just hinge again, forward, hinge, back, hinge, forward, hinge, back. This is not something, this is kind of more of a beginner. Obviously a standing good morning is one of the really good exercises for your low back. I'm using Mrs. Stick. I mentioned Mrs. Stick in other videos, and I'm going to put this on behind my neck. This behind my neck in the same motion as the seated. You're going to hinge from your hips, come back up. Hinge from your hips, come back up. So this is a standing position. The one I showed you when I was seated was an old school style of a back extension slash good morning. So you can do the same thing. We're pretending this is a barbell. So again, you put the barbell behind your back, you hinge up. I also have a back extension right behind me, which is right here. I won't show how to do that because that's literally the exact same thing. The only difference is you are against the resistance. But training your low back is so important for a variety of reasons. There seems to be conflicting research and conflicting information online from a variety of different people and professionals and quote unquote experts in the field of fitness and health and biomechanics. But really my contention is that the strengthening the low back has helped a lot more than if you don't train it, specifically with personal experience, both when I worked with clients and with myself, and just seeing other people too. Usually a thicker, stronger low back usually may help prevent any sort of disc or back issues going on. However, back and stuff issues can still happen even if you have a strong low back and a strong hips. But that is something that you can definitely do at any point in time in your day. You can do it at home in the morning and at night, maybe 3 or 2 times a week, just doing 2 sets of 10 with a very light weight. You can use a purse, you can use a gallon of milk, doesn't really matter. Just some sort of resistance. And I hope that was useful and helpful. Consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel for more videos like this, and I'll see you in the next video.